Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is October 5th, 2023, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, oil tumbles. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. So as we look at the various markets, looking at the Forex symbols, the major pairs bouncing versus the US dollar, finally, and looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ got a little bit of a bounce. And looking at commodity, gold remains unchanged as oil tumbles. And looking at stock, Tesla gets a nice point upwards. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go, starting out with the Euro USD, and you can see we got a little bit of a bounce. We're starting on a daily chart here, and it's not a big bounce. Does it mean that we're finished with this downwards momentum? No, because we're still pointing downwards in terms of the trend. However, we got a little bit of a break now, and looking across the board, GBP also bouncing here to 21-ish level after just hitting 120. Didn't break 120, so that's important to note. Now looking at the Japanese yen, the dollar getting weaker here versus the Japanese yen altogether, but it got a little bit stronger just here at this bounce as well. So keep that in mind, as this is a little bit parity here between the markets. Now jumping into commodities, gold remains unchanged. 1822 didn't flicker lower to 1800, at least for now. But crude oil, look at that, taking a dump yesterday from 89 to 84. That's $5 move in a day. That's a big move for such a commodity. Okay, now it does look like the 8-day is closing in on the 30-day moving average, as that is getting weaker as well. Now jumping into the big board, starting out with the Dow Jones, you can see we just hit that 33,000 and bounced off of it. We're at 33,285. This could be the beginning of a bounce. Okay, now if we look at the NASDAQ, also got a little bit of a stronger bounce here if we look at a 4-hour chart. However, it's still consolidating in an area. Now, when we look at the individual stocks, they didn't do much, okay? Apple pretty much just tapering off. If we look at Facebook, also tapering off in that very tight move. If we look at Microsoft, also tapering off, not going further down, but not necessarily trending upwards, okay? Nothing is beating up on the upside. However, look at Tesla. Tesla actually beating its 30-day moving average and closing above it at 261. And so it is showing some strength, at least in the short term. I'd like to see this actually be pulled together with a couple of days and string together into an actual trend upwards. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, not doing much again. Here we are back in 27,600 and really just tapering off on its volume and on its volatility. So after that spike up to 28,562, we're about 1,000 points lower, but we're not also 1,000 points lower than that, or 1,500 points lower at 26,000 either. So we're somewhere in the middle, and so just accept it for what it is, at least for now. Okay, no big major news scheduled for today, so I don't expect some tremendous swings in the markets, and I do expect some tapering off after we've had the sell-off, and now we've had the dead cat bounce, but we may challenge those bottoms once again, okay, as we kind of consolidate in this area between the Forex symbols and the U.S. markets. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.